In a cozy cottage surrounded by a vegetable garden sat an old woman knitting socks while humming a merry tune. Her name was Agnes, and she was known throughout the village for her colorful socks, but she didn't sell them. No, no. She always gave them away to children, especially those who were ill. Somehow her socks always made the children feel better. One day, Agnes finished a pair of socks. They were the softest crimson color, almost like drops of blood, and she knew just the recipient. Young Thomas, who was bedridden with a fever, needed some cheering up. So Agnes put on her red pointy hat and went over to his house. She knocked on the door and said, "For Thomas," as was her custom. When she delivered something, she would always say the recipient's name. And sure enough, when the door opened, there stood Thomas's mother holding her son in her arms. She took the socks from Agnes and thanked her with tears in her eyes. "Oh, my love, look, it's Agnes with another pair of magic socks," she said. Thomas looked at the socks and then at Agnes with innocent curiosity. "What magic?" he asked. Agnes smiled mysteriously. "You'll see," she said. And off she went. Back at her cottage, Agnes got busy with her yarn. She was already making a new pair of socks when suddenly her cat jumped onto her lap, purring loudly. "I wish I could make you purr as much as you please, my dear Mittens," she said. And Mittens looked at her with big green eyes. Just then, the front door burst open and in came young Thomas, running, jumping, and full of energy. "Agnes, Agnes, the socks, he shouted. Agnes stopped her knitting and stared at him in surprise. "But how can you be so full of energy after being sick?" "Your mother said you needed rest," she said. Thomas grinned from ear to ear. "Of course I have energy, Agnes, all thanks to your magic socks. They're really comfortable. Oh, and the best part, I can now run as fast as the wind," he said. And with that, he dashed outside. Startled but happy that her socks brought him joy, Agnes returned to her knitting. However, moments later, Thomas was back, this time dragging a large sack behind him. "Agnes, I have something for you," he said, panting. He dropped the sack at her feet and untied the ropes. To Anna's astonishment, it was filled with colorful pebbles. "What are these?" she asked. Thomas beamed. "They're magic pebbles from the enchanted river. I ran as fast as I could to bring them to you," he said. Agnes was deeply touched by his thoughtfulness. She petted his head and said, "My dear boy, you're the one who is magical. These pebbles are not enchanted. I believe they're just ordinary stones." Thomas's face fell. "Oh, you don't think so?" But I felt they were magical when I collected them," he said, his voice trembling. Agnes understood that his belief in the magic of her socks had given him strength and happiness when he needed it the most. So she decided to play along. "Of course they're magical, my dear. Why else would you have been able to bring them here so quickly?" she said. Thomas's face lit up again, and he hugged her. "Thank you, Agnes. You're the best," he said. Together, Agnes and Thomas went outside to the riverbank. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, and the river sparkled like a ribbon of silver. "This river truly is magical," Thomas said, dipping his toes into the water. Suddenly, he slipped and fell in with a splash. "Help! Help!" he cried. Without hesitation, Agnes immediately jumped into the river to save him. Although she was nearly 80 years old, she was a strong swimmer and soon reached Thomas. She helped him get back to the shore and wrapped him in a blanket. "Are you all right?" she asked, her voice shaking. Thomas nodded, still shivering. "Let's go home." "You must be freezing," Agnes said. As they walked back, Thomas said, "Thank you for saving me, Agnes. You're such a hero." She smiled. "Nonsense, child. It was nothing. Now let's get you home before you catch another fever," she said. Once they reached his house, Thomas's mother rushed to greet them. "Oh, my goodness, you two are soaked." Come in," she said. Thomas's mother dried them off and made them hot chocolate. "Here, drink this, Thomas. And you, Agnes, sit here by the fire. Let's warm you up," she said. Thomas sipped his chocolate and watched Agnes by the fireplace. She was sitting peacefully, seemingly deep in thought. "Agnes, are you all right? You seem far away," he asked. Agnes started. "Oh, I'm sorry, Thomas. I was just thinking," she said. "Thinking about what?" he asked. Agnes hesitated for a moment, but then she decided to trust him. "I was thinking about my past, how it feels to be young again," she said. Thomas's eyes widened. "Really? Tell me, he begged. Agnes smiled and began to speak. "Many years ago, when I was young, I traveled the world. I walked through forests, climbed mountains, and crossed deserts. I saw wonders beyond your wildest dreams, Thomas. There were magical creatures everywhere. Talking animals, tiny fairies, and even dragons. It was a time of great adventure. But eventually, I grew tired of traveling, so I returned home. That's when I met your grandfather. He was the best woodworker in the village, and we fell in love. We built a house, had children and grandchildren. Life was good. Then one day, my husband and all of my sons left for the neighboring village. They were going to help rebuild a house that had burned down. But on their way, they encountered a band of robbers. They fought back, but sadly, they were outnumbered. Only I and my eldest daughter survived. We buried my husband and sons, and that's when I started knitting socks. I made a pair for each of my daughters, and each sock had a special stitch, a stitch that brought joy and comfort. My daughters passed these socks down to their children, and eventually this custom fell to you, Thomas. It's my hope that my stitch of joy will always be with you, bringing you happiness whenever you need it." Thomas listened intently, his eyes sparkling with wonder. "Wow, your life has been full of adventure. I wish I could have seen those magical things," he said. Agnes smiled. "You will, Thomas, you will. Close your eyes and imagine the wonders of the world. You'll see them all," she said. Thomas closed his eyes, and for a moment he saw majestic forests, sparkling rivers, and mystical creatures. Then he opened his eyes. "It's getting late. I should be going, Agnes. Thank you for everything." "I'll see you tomorrow," he said. "Of course, child." "Good night," she replied. As Thomas walked home under the starlit sky, he thought about Agnes's stories. He couldn't wait to hear more about her adventures. But little did he know that the next time he visited Agnes, she wouldn't be at her cottage anymore.